Today I'm going to talk about my favorite game mechanism in Tiny Epic Quest. This is a game about worker movement, questing, you're fighting goblins, you're conjuring spells, you're going on quests, and the quests are what I'd like to talk about today. For the reason that there's a lot going on in this game. There's a pretty big layout of tiles that you can move to in any given turn, even though your movement is constrained by a certain type of movement. There's still a lot of options because you have 3 meeples on the board and a lot of accessible tiles that you can go to. And so, as in many games, I like when there are goals to help you focus on something to do in the short term that is satisfying and rewarding, but still progresses your movement in the game. And in this game, the quest system does that really well. So, at all times, there are 3 quest cards that are out on the board. There's a big deck of these, and they're all unique. Some of them are about the position of your workers, like this one and the one I just showed you before. Some of them are about reaching the top of certain temples. And whenever a player accomplishes one of these quests, and there are different ways to actually complete them. I'll use that term loosely. But the first player to accomplish a quest gets to take that quest from the card river, and they put it in their tableau. They get it right away. And so this does a couple interesting things. One, it provides a really nice level of tension because there isn't a lot of tension in this game otherwise. Like, there's not a lot of blocking, really, very little blocking of other workers. But the race to get these quests provides a really nice tension to the game, and they can be integral in the, I'm looking at the end game scoring right now. They are one of the 3 end game scoring categories, so it's a big deal to get a lot of these quests. And so the race to get them is really, really nice. It's fairly easy to see the status of your opponents when they're going after quests, especially for the temple quest, a little less so for the movement quest or the meeple position quest. But for most of them, you can still kind of look around the board and say, okay, that player is going to get there first. I better not go after that one. Or I can beat that player there if I go after it right now, if I go for it right now. I really, really like that aspect of these quests, that tension provided and that soft interaction that they provide. So the other part of the quest that I really, really enjoy is, like I said, when you accomplish a quest, you gain that quest and you get an instant reward. So like for this one, it says gain 2 health and 2 energy. Some of them are variants of that. They're all different. My favorites are the ones that deal with the item meeples in this game. So this one says, when you accomplish this quest, so this is equip your fairy. So you, instead of moving normally, you get a special item basically that you attach to your meeple. And so not only are you accomplishing a quest that moves you forward in the game and gain victory points, you are also gaining things that are unique to your meeples. You've probably seen this if you've heard about this game, you've heard about the item meeples. It's a lot cooler than I thought it would be. Even though they're small, it is very satisfying to get one of these items and equip it to your meeples, or one of your meeples, and that meeple has a special power from then on. That again helps you focus what you do with that specific meeple, because that meeple might be good at one specific thing from then on, and so you might always try to make sure that meeple does that thing. But I just really like the idea that when you get a quest, it's not just something that you set aside and count for endgame scoring. Immediately you get something interesting, thematic, and satisfying that helps your progression in the game. So I really, really like that aspect of the quest in this game. Really, really well designed mechanism. If you have a favorite mechanism in Tiny Epic Quest that you want to talk about in the comments, I'd love to hear about it. Or if you have a favorite quest or goal mechanism in a game that you'd like to discuss, I've talked about many on this channel, but this might make you think of one in particular. I'd love to hear about that as well. Thanks.